I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, I'll make a motion. The Board of Commissioners approves the May 22nd, 2025 regular meeting minutes.
Second?
Roll call, please.
Sabrina?
Yes.
Jill? Yes. Mike?
Yes.
Okay, Human Resources. Tammy's on.
Hello, how you guys doing today?
Good.
Okay. So I've come to talk to you guys today. It's this time of the year where we come every year to kind of talk about the policy where it allows us to have the employees cash out their excessive vacation balances, 1-for-1, either 40 hours or 80 hours, depending on how much is in their bucket and stuff. So this is really people that are having either like over 100 or 320 hours or 280 hours, because at the end they still have to be at a minimum of 240 before that payout. So there's like a formula. So not everyone's, if you have a lot, this helps out people that are maybe getting close to their ceilings, and it allows them to cash out so that they don't stop accruing.
And that's nice for when they go to retire. They don't have that huge amount.
Exactly.
Yeah, it sort of allows it to be spread out.
Yep.
I'm good with it.
I'm good.
I'm good with it.
Perfect.
Okay.
All right.
I'll make a motion. The Board of Commissioners agrees to authorize under Section 23 paid leave of absence in Portage County Board of Commissioners Personnel Policy Manual, subsection L, vacation conversion cash incentive, which allows for full-time, non-bargaining Portage County employees in active pay status on the last pay date in July and still in full-time active status as county employee, the ability to convert vacation time for a cash payout if they meet the minimum requirements per the policy.
Second?
Call the roll, please.
Sabrina?
Yes.
Jill? Yes. Mike?
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you want to talk about?
Is Shannon coming?
Yeah,
Just
we're
that
just,
we're ahead
we're just
because
way
of-
early, so.
Can we go to
Yes,
miscellaneous?
please. That'd be awesome.
Okay. All right, the Board of Commissioners signed the May 19th, 2025 correspondence to Brianna Fickenstein, releasing and terminating the roadway maintenance bond issued by the Hartford Fire Insurance Company in the amount of $114,975.11 and is being released and returned at the request of Maple Crest LLC as recommended by the Portage County Engineer.
Second?
Roll call.
Sabrina?
Yes?
Jill? Yes. Mike?
Yes.
Okay, in accordance with Ohio Revised Code, Section 325.07, the Board of Commissioners acknowledge receipt of the Portage County Sheriff's transferring report for April 2025 as presented by the Portage County Sheriff's Office.
Second?
Roll call.
Sabrina?
Yes.
Jill? Yes. Mike?
Yes.
In accordance with Ohio Revised Code, Section 325.07, the Board of Commissioners acknowledge receipt of the monthly record of proceedings and transactions for March 2025 as presented by the Portage County Sheriff's Office.
Second?
Roll call.
Sabrina?
Yes.
Jill? Yes. Mike?
Yes.
In accordance with Ohio Revised Code, Section 325.07, the Board of Commissioners acknowledge receipt of monthly record of proceedings and transactions for April 2025 as presented by the Portage County Sheriff's Office.
Second?
Roll call.
Sabrina?
Yes.
Jill? Yes. Mike?
Yes.
The Board of Commissioners acknowledge receipt of the kennel disposition report and intake report for May 12th, 2025 through May 18th, 2025 as presented by the Chief Dog Warden Dave McIntyre.
Second?
Roll call.
Sabrina?
Yes.
Jill? Yes. Mike?
Yes.
Okay.
You're up, girl.
All right.
And I got an ad.
Is that good enough?
Yeah, I got an ad.
All right, have a seat. Relax.
Stay a while.
We're not ready yet.
Because you missed me so much.
Yeah. Have a sit down. Don't say nothing.
Oh, yeah, right. That'll never happen. You know that one. I always got something to say.
You always have something.
Thanks, Jan.
All right.
This big page on the front's gonna go away soon.
Yes.
No, this is getting thinner.
I
and
know.
thinner.
I got lots to do still. Okay, the auditor's office, the reno, the fire horns and strobes are gonna be tested on the 3rd, so they have to do the fire inspection last because they upgraded the system. And that'll be for here and the 7th floor and the auditor's office. If you go to page 3, the concrete has been replaced. They did that a little bit early and it looks great.
In the front.
Yeah,
And then
yep,
turns
and the
inside.
grate looks really nice too out there, so we're good there. The annex building, so those, do you remember the ADA buttons we were talking about? And
Yeah.
I thought that quote was quite high. So we got a new quote, so it's $6,118 to put the buttons on. That's for the restrooms, for the interior and then the exterior. I wanna know if the board wants me to pay for that, or if you want the veterans to pay for that. Cause that's their request, so I didn't know, that was, it's not required, but I didn't know what you
I'm
guys
good
want me
with
to do.
asking them to pay for it.
They
Yeah.
paid for the sidewalk,
Yeah.
so, okay, I'll give them the, I wanted to get a couple quotes.
It's
on
not
because
required, it's just something.
It was a need for that, they requested, because
Yeah.
if they have people that are in,
Well, that
Wheelchairs
makes
or
sense. You got a
anything.
lot of veterans that.
So,
yeah.
okay, I'll go ahead and give them the quote. Let's see.
But if for some reason they don't want it, then, we'll decide whether we wanna do it then, right? Or.
Yeah, bring it back to us.
I think they
Yeah.
said they
Yeah,
had the
'cause
funding
I
for
would
it.
Okay, if they do, I would say I would be in favor if it's in our budget to
Okay.
do it. If they don't, but they should have money in their funds.
Yeah, I believe they do, they said they
Okay,
did.
perfect.
Okay, if they don't, I'll come back to you for
Yeah.
sure. The juvenile court, the repairs for that roof, the big leak, the repairs to be made, the week of 6/9. The record center, the fire pump is complete, they just finished that, so we're good to go there, it's up and running. And if you go to page 5, the judge's parking gate, we finally got all the parts in, so that's gonna be installed the week of June 9th. And then the Riddle Block parking gate will be replaced the week of June 2nd. And then that's all I have.
Cool, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. All right, so that takes us down to resolutions. Did anyone have any questions for Shannon's resolutions?
No.
I'll start reading.
Don't have any.
Okay, the Board of Commissioners approves the specifications and sets the proposal date for employee medical insurance for Portage County Board Commissioners.
Second?
Roll call,
Sabrina?
Yes.
Jill? Yes. Mike?
yes.
The Board of Commissioners accepts the proposal of Compass Infrastructure for providing professional design services for the project known as Stowe Street Bridge Improvements.
Second?
Roll call,
Sabrina?
Yes.
Jill? Yes. Mike?
Okay.
yes.
The Board of Commissioners agrees to approve specifications and set the proposal date for employee dental insurance for the Portage County Board of Commissioners.
Second?
Roll call,
Sabrina?
Yes.
Jill? Yes. Mike?
yes.
Okay, in accordance with Ohio Revised Code 121.22G6, the Board of Commissioners moves into executive session to discuss details relative to the security arrangements and emergency response protocols for a public body or public office if disclosure of matters discussed could reasonably be expected to jeopardize the security of the public body or public office.
Second?
Roll call,
Sabrina?
Yes.
Jill? Yes. Mike?
yes. Now you're okay.
Okay, you're alive. I'll make a motion to come out of executive session.
Second?
Roll call.
Sabrina?
Yes.
Jill?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes, with no action.
Thank you.
Thanks, Shannon.
Thanks, Shannon.
Thank you, Miss Shannon. You have an enjoyable day.
You too, thank you.
All right. Miss Jackie.
Morning.
Miss Jackie.
I have quite a few resolutions, but I don't have any comments on them unless the board has any questions about any
I
of them.
have none.
I have
No,
none.
I did not see anything, and I saw
Look at you, huh?
Shannon. I saw the one that's the updated amount. Alright,
Right.
so. All right, I'll start. In accordance with section 305.30K of the Ohio Revised Code and this board's resolution 21-0396 and this board's resolution 21-0878, the Board of Commissioners acknowledges and approves the county administrator's approval too. I'll make a motion to direct the auditor's office to process the May 22nd, 2025 bills, ACH payments, wires, journal vouchers, and then announce as applicable, contingent upon the verification of the reports as presented by the county auditor and reviewed by the Department of Budget and Financial Management.
Second?
Roll call.
Sabrina?
Yes!
Jill?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
I'll make a motion to process the May 22nd, 2025 budget amendments as reviewed and recommended by the Department of Budget and Financial Management.
Second?
Roll call.
Sabrina?
Yes!
Jill?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Okay, I'll make a motion to transfer from Fund 1410 Public Assistance Fund to Fund 1414 Child Support Administration.
Second?
Roll call.
Sabrina?
Yes!
Jill?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
I'll make a motion to transfer from Fund 1201 Motor Vehicle and Gas Tax to Fund 4269 Pioneer Trail Bridge Replacement.
Second?
Roll call.
Sabrina?
Yes!
Jill?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
I'll make a motion to transfer from Fund 1201 Motor Vehicle and Gas Tax to Fund 4270 Stowe Street Bridge Improvements.
Second?
Roll call.
Sabrina?
Yes.
Jill?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
I'll make a motion to transfer from Fund 1415 Child Welfare Special Levy Fund to Fund 1410 Public Assistance Fund.
Second?
Roll call.
Sabrina?
Yes.
Jill?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
I'll make a motion to transfer from Fund 1413 WIA Fund to Fund 1410 Public Assistance Fund.
Second?
Roll call.
Sabrina?
Yes.
Jill?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
I'll make a motion to accept the award from the Ohio Department of Public Safety, Office of Criminal Justice Services for the 2024 Drug Law Enforcement Grant on behalf of the Portage County Sheriff's Office, Drug and Violent Crime Unit.
Second?
Roll call.
Sabrina?
Yes.
Jill?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
I'll make a motion to declare obsolete and authorize the trade-in of one vehicle, 2017 Ford Taurus Inceptor, from the Portage County Sheriff's Office.
Second?
Roll call.
Sabrina?
Yes.
Jill?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
I'll make a motion to trade in one vehicle, 2002 Jeep Liberty, from the Portage County Sheriff's Office.
Second?
Roll call.
Sabrina?
Yes.
Jill?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, no. Thank you.
Thanks, Jackie.
I don't
Where's
know.
our proclamation at?
I'll get it.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you, Joe.
Good morning, good morning.
Oh, it's gonna rain this afternoon. I'll be your weather forecaster.
Oh, yeah, what's gonna be tomorrow?
I don't know, I didn't see
Okay.
that. I can do just as good as the weatherman is, or lady, or whoever's doing
Keeping it classy.
it.
Ron Burgundy.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, we got our proclamation.
All right, Miss Kelly Jo, being National Elder Abuse Awareness Month.
In honor of Mike.
Yes, I appreciate it. I did get a little older.
Oh, boy.
That's okay, I'm okay with it. Recognizing Elder Abuse Awareness Month, whereas June is Elder Abuse Awareness Month, the Portage County Job and Family Services has approximately 59 open cases within the Adult Protective Service Division of the agency, and whereas by the year 2030, the population of Ohioans age 60 and older is estimated to make up 26.3% of the state's population. And
Whereas every elder resident in Portage County deserves to have their needs met to live in a safe and stable living environment and be treated with dignity and respect. And whereas the Portage County community is making concerted efforts to identify gaps in services and to improve services to this population through a newly developed age-friendly initiative through AARP. And
Whereas we acknowledge that we must work together as a community to improve the quality of life for our elderly residents and eliminate elder abuse, neglect, and financial exploitation. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Portage County Board of Commissioners does hereby proclaim June 2025 as Elder Abuse Awareness Month in Portage County, Ohio, and urge all citizens to recognize and report signs of elder abuse, neglect, and financial exploitation. If you see something, say something. In witness thereof, we have hereunto subscribed our names and have caused the great seal of Portage County to be affixed this 29th day of May 2025.
thank you.
You know, this is all well and good, but we have to also look at, it's serious. And between you folks who usually get the initial calls and law enforcement and the prosecutor,
It's a big deal.
we appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Come on up here.
And
Okay.
you know, I just want to remind everyone that if you have like elder neighbors and stuff, keep an eye on them. If you don't see them or see activities, you know, or you see something suspicious, report it. Right.
How we doing?
Ready? Uh-oh, one more. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, dear.
That color.
Thank you.
Oh, I just love it.
How we know you?
What color is it?
I just love it. It's
What color is
pear.
it?
It's
You like the
pear.
color too, Tris?
What
Purple.
color? What is it?
Purple.
Oh, it's periwinkle.
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 Oh, come on.
He said yourself down.
You almost had it.
You sit yourself down.
He was there.
Oh, Lord. Okay, so I'm not a fashionist guru, but it's very nice.
All right.
So,
Kelly Jo.
yeah, so in addition to, acknowledgement on June 13th is Wear Purple Day in recognition of Elder Abuse Awareness Day. So if you would, want to wear purple on that day,
I have purple.
we will come up and take pictures. You can send us pictures and we would
That'd be
post
awesome.
that and share.
June
Um,
13th.
Every year, and as Commissioner Bennett had stated about checking in on your neighbors, you will see a billboard or two that we've put out in the community that to, asking our residents to please check on their elderly neighbors. So we'd like to continue to ask others to check on one another. And then we do an annual Wii Bowling at our Portage County Senior Center. And so on June 17th, our Adult Protective Services team members at JFS, they are in competition with a lot of the senior centers and they Wii Bowl, and it's an exciting
yeah,
day,
that's fun.
so, yeah.
I had the feeling of defeat. I went there one time.
They beat you?
Yeah. I said that it was on that Wii bowling.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
like,
what they still
someone
do.
put the bumpers up.
If you want to bowl, you're welcome to join. I'm gonna then, and again, thank you for the proclamation. I'm gonna pivot to then the March, April data report. I did not see a lot of significant changes, but I wanted to connect a few. So in the public assistance arena, things are looking good and stable. Latter part of my agenda talks about the outbound dialer project that Alex MacArthur came and talked to you about, where the new pilot system is having individual or calling out for appointments.
Yes.
His data for April is mesmerizing. April 2024, the average wait time for our residents if they called into our system was 30.6 minutes. As of April 2025, the average wait time is now 8.6 minutes. Huge.
That's huge.
So the payoff in and of itself, but we had our monthly or quarterly labor management meeting, and a couple of the reps on our union board are team members in this division, and they say they're loving it as a staff because they're not inundated with those calls, a lot of time to breathe, so we're excited. I don't know why more counties aren't jumping in on this, but
I'm glad Portage did and that you all support that, so.
People tend to be a little more angry when they have to wait.
Yeah, I would be, so. So that's great news. So I'll skip that last agenda because I wanted to tie it to the customer service section in public assistance. About the calls, again, 3,613 calls that came in April, but we're handling them more efficiently through this project, so that's great news. I did not see anything significant in service delivery numbers in Ohio Means Jobs. Our benefit bridge program, have a little bit of reduction, that now we have, what page is that, 37 cases on page 5. And I have a story to share though, a meaningful story.
Good.
The client is nearing the end of the 16-month journey to self-sufficiency through the Benefit Bridge program. During that time, she's been able to accomplish many things. For a short period, she was actually employed with Portage JFS as a driver, but now works at Natural Essentials. She had a bit of trouble in her past, but wanted to pursue a career in nursing, so she applied to get a record seal and then was accepted recently to nursing school. She's a student at Bryant and Stratton, attends classes in the evenings and does clinicals on Saturdays, and is on track to graduate as an RN in December.
That's amazing.
Yeah, she expressed gratitude for the Benefit Bridge program, the incentives and support services assisted with transportation costs, car insurance, and her medical scrubs. The financial literacy helped her to manage her budget, understand credit. She was able to pay off old debt, build her credit score, and save money for a car. She recently bought a 2021 Jeep Cherokee. She has expressed that she wants a better future for herself and her children. She has 2 girls, ages 9 and 12, and wants to be a good example. And so we're just really proud of the program, but most importantly of her commitment, and we're seeing these profound changes. So we're, again, ecstatic. We think we're going to see Benefit Bridge in the budget, the governor's budget. So crossing our fingers that we continue. That was great.
Fantastic.
Great story.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that was Benefit Bridge tied to Ohio Means Jobs. Child and Adult Protective Services. We're hovering around 100 children in custody. Phenomenal numbers, but again, placement costs and the challenges of meeting kids' needs in that space still continue. And then we did see a little bit of a spike, and as you see, our Adult Protective APS cases open, about 16 more from March to April. And we don't have any contributing factors in that space, but we're going to kind of watch that. But there has been a little bit of an uptick, and maybe some of the billboards and some of that have something to do with people calling in. I didn't have anything else to report unless you had any questions or saw something that was of concern to you or question to you. I'm happy to share or elaborate.
No, I'm good.
Okay. We have 5 children that are in our custody that are graduating from high school and emancipating. So on June 13th, we do an annual graduation party for our kids, and on June 13th, we are hosting our graduation party. So if you're interested in stopping by, or sending a card our way, or however you want to do it, but it's a really big deal for our kids. We do the whole graduation party theme and give them gifts, and it's a great day. So just wanted to let you know that we're really proud of our 5 graduates. 3 contracts are only for discussion only. They'll come through to you through Shannon. I just wanted to highlight them now in case you had questions. The clear contract that you'll see is a contract that's held by the County Commissioners Association, but they make the contract available to other JFS systems. And basically, this contract allows us to access services for background checks and location services. So we've been immersed in this for 6 years, so we would, you'll see that, and we'd like to engage in a renewed 2-year contract with them. So I just wanted to put that on your radar. And then the Connect, we currently already in a MOU with the Connect program. So over the last couple of years, this is a pilot program that Portage threw their hat in the ring for, that they were funding a salary in totality. And Connect is basically a service where one team member is earmarked specifically for finding relatives and kinship of our kiddos in foster care, with the goal being to divert kids to family as opposed to foster care. And while it's been successful, just because of the needs in our county, we asked these funders if we could convert this to a more hybrid system. Hybrid meaning that we still have that connect service that we want to do as aligned with the state, but we want them to carry a caseload as well, an ongoing caseload for families. And so they said, yes, we could do that. So this updated agreement aligns with that. Instead of them funding the position in totality, we have the opportunity to earn, that's probably a bad word, receive $34,000 in stipends if we hit some of the benchmarks outcome. So like managers and team members going to certain trainings, finding or locating X amount of
So they
families.
give you an incentive.
Yeah, backwards instead of it up front then. But we've already worked with the union and got the job description updated. I just wanted you to know that you'll see that via a resolution, but just a
Yeah,
little bit of a
and-
shift.
And I did, Kelly Jo, have a question.
Yeah.
I read this contract over, and I basically just asked myself, why couldn't we have been doing this, or why couldn't we do this ourselves? And then when I read it again, I kind of get it.
Yeah. And we did, I think, we have, it's just by, this is the wrong terminology, by jumping through the state's hoops as far as what they
Right.
wanted to do,
Yeah,
we were able to get it funded
right,
completely,
and
so.
that's what, yeah,
Yeah,
Good.
because it
Yeah.
reads funny,
yeah.
so,
And that's theirs,
okay.
yeah. Okay? And then the last is our, it was semi-annual, all child welfare agencies are required to have their child abuse and neglect memorandum of understanding. Our current one is already on your website. And so it's time to update that, so we have commissioner names updated, we had some, public officials that changed hands, so we've done that, and Kaylin and I worked to update it, so you'll get that by resolution, just to review and sign unless you have questions today.
You-
Good. I just,
Yeah, yeah.
let email for me is incorrect.
Okay, I'm glad you said that. Okay. Noted. All right, and that
That's why-
concludes my meeting.
That's how you keep out of getting emails. Give everybody the wrong one.
That's right.
Well, thank you,
Thank you again for the proclamation.
and we'll see you tonight.
We'll see you this evening at our foster parent appreciation.
That's my favorite.
Yeah. You get to give the chicken, kids chicken,
I
right?
know.
In the line.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks, Kelly Jo.
Okay. What is it? It's 10 till. Ryan's minutes.
Is Ryan coming in, or are you doing that?
Go find him.
'Cause I heard him. I did hear him.
Yeah, interesting to hear on this.
So, Chris, how are we doing so far?
Doing good.
All right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
Everybody busy at your office?
Yeah, it's going pretty good.
Good.
Yeah.
Nothing but good things we hear, so,
Oh, good. Good. It's,
unless you're a bad guy. If you're a bad guy, they don't like it.
boy,
Yeah, it's nice that she's doing this for this. Have you've been to these?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's nice.
Friday the 13th. Got a Friday the 13th.
Well, see, and I don't leave the house on Friday the 13th.
Well, just make sure you wear purple to the graduation parade.
Oh, I have purple. Yeah, I do.
I like purples and pinks.
I have purple. Only a real man will wear purple.
No, pink.
So we're still waiting on one more person. So not
okay.
quite ready to come in. Do you want to take Chris now?
You can always
Yeah.
take Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do Chris.
yeah, this won't take long.
Okay.
Well, sorry you waited. but-
No, it's okay.
Okay, so is this under you, Michelle? Is this your?
No, there's any. Oh, the with Chris. Yes.
Yeah. Okay,
It was an add-on.
okay, okay. In accordance with Ohio Revised Code 121.22 G1, the Board of Commissioners moves into executive session to consider the employment of a public employee.
Second?
Roll call,
Sabrina? Yes. Jill?
Yes.
Mike?
yes.
I'll make a motion to come out of executive session. Second?
Roll call.
Sabrina,
Yes.
Jill,
Yes.
Mike.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Great.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Counselor. You have a wonderful day. All
See you,
right.
Chris. Good to see you.
No action.
Oh, no, no.
Sandra, you want to join me, and then maybe Sean just come behind. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
How we doing?
Good to see you. How are you? Good to see you
Gotta come up a
again.
little higher.
Do what you gotta do, bro. Morning.
Okay.
Mr. President, how are you?
I'm good. How are
Did
you?
everybody get a copy of that?
Love it.
They hammer me all the time. Oh, well, thank you so
Oh,
much.
yes, oh, yes, oh, yes.
Thank you.
Michelle? Here we go.
Thank
Yeah?
you, sir.
Yeah. All right, so there was, well, good morning, by the way. So there was a lot of attention and excitement for our broadband project that started, golly,
2022.
2022 in that window. And we're happy to report that this project is finally complete. So the Portage County funded project. So what I wanted to do to close out the project was welcome Spectrum. This is Sandra, our Government Affairs position, as well as Sean. He's the project manager, construction manager for Spectrum. Just to give an overview of the project, close it out, tell you
Perfect. I love it.
everything that was done and maybe some things coming down the pipe here in the
And I
future.
hope someday you're coming back on a Marks update.
Yes, yeah, I can do that today too if you want me to. So
Yes.
go ahead, Sandra. Spokesman.
Right, well, good morning, everybody. Mr. President, members of the commission, thank you for allowing us to be here this morning to just give you some basic information about what took place with this build. As you know, this was a grant build, not an RDOF build, but we have a lot of other projects in Portage County that we're very excited about that we'll talk about after this. My colleague Sean Troyan is the construction manager, and he's going to be able to answer any specific questions about the project that you may have. In front of you, Ryan, and again, thank you, Ryan, for setting this meeting up. He's been wonderful to work with. Ryan has asked for a map of the project where you can see the street and the houses that were connected during this project. So I'm gonna just give you a few facts. The projected build completion date was on March 28, 2025, which we did complete. There were 414 activated addresses in Portage County, and we were able to build 48.2 miles. I believe we added an additional houses because they were synergies, houses that were not expected but en route. So with that, I am going to turn it over to Sean. If you have questions about specific areas, Ryan, if you have specific things you want us to cover. When I was with you a couple months ago, you asked about different streets, so this is the opportunity now to
Yeah.
talk about that.
The-
Ryan?
Sure. The route miles, I believe it was a little bit more. I think we were projecting 36 route miles. So you, Sandra, you said 42, correct?
48.
So 48, so even more route miles.
48.2 miles completed.
So she mentioned synergy. Those are some of the exciting things. They may go down a community and notice a road over here. And even though it may be a competitor, it may be advantageous for Spectrum to go down that road.
Did that change the cost in the project?
No.
Just because it was en route and it was there?
Right.
Great.
The total cost for you all is $1,107,228. So that's the invoice that Spectrum sent to you all.
Wow.
And this is the other exciting part is fiber to the premises. So this is fiber right to the house.
Yeah,
So,
all fiber to the prem.
yeah, so it's high speed. It is high speed.
Exactly.
Yeah, versus there actually wasn't internet options for most of these roads, and if there was, there were very slow options, so.
Right.
But most of these were just clean slate roads that there wasn't any option other than cellular.
Right.
So, yeah. You wanna highlight maybe current, what's coming down the road, whether
Sure.
RDOF or even some of the other state-funded projects?
Yeah, outside of the state grant that we did, we do have RDOF, we call them OOTs. That's the actual piece of equipment that feeds these customers. We can feed 250 customers off of each OOT. But we have RDOF properties within Portage County that we're building now too. We've already activated 400 and some addresses, I think. We have 2 more that are in flight, which is another 400 addresses that we'll service with fiber. And then there's state grant round 2, which I don't think, is it fully approved yet?
It is
Sandra?
not fully approved, but I'll give you some basic information that the contract has not been signed with the state
Right,
yet.
but we're already in our walkout phase, collecting poll data and route data, how we would get to all those customers for the round 2 stuff. There's about 200 passings right now that we need to get for that round 2, but that'll be end of 2026 by the time we service those. But that's
Yeah.
kind of what's coming, what we're doing right now and what's coming down the pipe for Portage County.
And that includes portions of Paris Township. So this shows you just northeast. So northeast and then Paris Township was seen as our underserved
Yeah.
areas. We know there's some other areas that are kind of getting lost in the mix a little bit there, but most of our issues were northeast Portage as well as Paris Township.
So how many households is this impacting?
That's a passing, so that's usually
Yeah,
the passing number. So
Okay.
there was 404, Sandra, total passings in the Portage County funded project. Or was a little bit more?
Expected was 406 and we got 414.
Yeah, 414.
Yes, 406.
So what he was speaking to, synergy passing, so there's the address list is provided that we have to feed this number of addresses specifically. But when we're out there and we're doing our walkouts and we're doing our surveys, if we see pockets of homes that are butt right up against what
Yeah.
we're getting and it makes sense
Yeah.
on our end, we will go ahead and add that to design, we'll pick those up. And then obviously from that, extensions that we'll pay for down the road, when customers come to us that are just on the borders of everything that we've already built, they'll come to us and ask for service. We'll do fund our own extensions to feed those. So it'll just continue to grow typically,
Yeah.
depending on who your customers are, or who they have
That's good.
service with right now.
It's exciting. It's a significant improvement in rural parts of this county.
So have you had any complaints from any of the customers?
None that I've heard of, other than just our damage claims that we normally would have with underground work.
Yeah, okay.
That's about service-wise, no, I haven't heard any complaints.
Yeah, the only thing we had delays on the project was the pole agreements, because these were all meant to be strung to the poles.
Yes.
And then there's different owners of the poles, there's different equipment on the poles, you have to
Yeah.
meet certain building codes, there was a lot going on, so that delayed, I think, a lot of the work across Ohio that you're doing. So they
Yeah.
ended up switching and going in ground, because it was more advantageous. So then there had to be right-of-way work, permits with the county
Oh, yeah.
engineer, townships. So it
Yeah,
was
the power
a lot of hoops
companies-
to jump through.
Yeah, power companies have us tied up pretty much, because we'll apply for the application, get on the pole. They'll tell us the pole's too short, or it needs upgraded, or whatever the situation is. They want pole replacements. They want kind of make ready, as in rearranging the pole. All that takes time. Once we pay for it, and then once they approve it, it could be 7-8 months.
Oh.
There's some stuff we've been waiting on for a year, just because everybody's doing the same thing. So
Yeah.
they're not prepared for the influx of permits that are coming in and the make-ready construction that they have to do. So it's delayed our projects to the point where we've went back, re-looked at these routes and decided, yeah, we can go underground here and we won't lose any money.
Wow.
So, but it's a change in design, and it's also a change in the route, and then also on the back end, getting the proper permitting and everything we need. But we have deadlines and timelines, so we had no choice but to do that way.
The ARPA was 26, RDOF is similar, because that came out around the same time as ARPA, so. yeah.
So I was gonna add that government affairs, many of the ISPs in the area have been working with the Public Utilities Commission of Ohio, as well as the state legislature, to come up with alternative ways and to not force, but encourage the utility companies to move faster to get these builds done. They know that we are in a deadline to get these projects done, so hopefully
Yeah.
this will start moving faster.
Good.
And the PUCO created a fund for poles. They're working on this now. Their application process is in place, so hopefully eventually we will be able to move these things forward faster.
Good.
And I wanted to give you some information on ORBEG too. So right now, we were approved for funding through the second round of ORBEG funding through the state of Ohio. And I don't have the specific number yet for Portage County, but I can tell you, you're in a group, Project E, those are our internal numbers, with Ashtabula, Columbia, Portage, and Trumbull County. Those projects are expected to be completed by 12/31/26, and we are still in negotiations with the state of Ohio, but those projects in those areas will cost approximately $15,287,761.
Wow.
And once it's approved, signed off on, I can tell you the specific areas where we were approved to go in Portage County.
Yeah.
But it's a pretty big build. According to the chief of Broadband Ohio, or once we complete Orbag 2 and then go into BEAD and finish out the BEAD money coming in from the federal government, all areas in the state of Ohio should have access to high-speed broadband. So I think we're really in a good
amazing.
place
Within 3 or
right
4
now.
years.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And we're happy that Spectrum is in your
Yeah.
area
Sure.
because we think we're the best company out there. It will get the job done as
There
fast
you
as
go.
possible.
So I guess it's not the right time to talk about my bill?
Yeah.
No.
There's a 1-800
It's
number.
always a good time. It's always a good time. The question is, can we do something about it? But we will do our best if
Well, we
there's a problem.
appreciate you and what you've done,
Yeah.
both of you.
This
Thank
is
you,
very
and
exciting.
you for staying on top of the action.
Yeah, it's a kind of indirect happening that we
Right.
got involved on the broadband side, but it's neat to see it happen. So,
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
Right, so we have all the address list. I don't think we can share that just yet. We might have to.
Oh, no, I don't need the address. I was
Okay.
just
Yeah.
curious as
Okay.
to how many households are now
Yes.
was impacted
That's
by this
exciting
project.
for
Yes, they're ready to
Yeah.
go. Tell them to
Exciting
sign
for
up for
us.
Spectrum.
Yeah,
Well, we originally thought we didn't have fiber in the rural parts of our county, and then through the RFP process, we identified it.
Yes.
And then, so what we thought was going to be fixed wireless internet turned into fiber to the house, which is,
fantastic.
yeah,
Yeah, anything we do, new build pretty much is fiber to the home now.
yeah.
So that's anything we put in, any extension we put in. We're not building coax anymore unless it's,
Fiber's so much
Existing.
better.
So,
well, it's just more sustainable also because the technology, it's a better pipe for
I remember-
LA or technology that we can pump through it.
Coming out for the ribbon cutting, we were out there in what, Freedom
Freedom,
Township? Yeah, and then seeing all these little fiber optics.
It's
Oh, my
wild.
goodness.
And
Little
we were
tiny
at the
wires.
USO, you were at the
Yeah.
USO
Yep,
when
I
we gave
was.
out the other check to the USO, so thank you again for coming to that.
Yes, you're welcome.
Yes, and I should say lastly that Spectrum has started investing in something called High Split. High Split is when we are upgrading our technology. The technology that Sean and his team is putting in right now is gonna get even better because they're upgrading it so that we can get, what is it, Sean? 10 by 10, symmetrical speeds, 10 gigabits up, 10 gigabits down across the state of Ohio and the rest of our footprint. We're in 41 states right now, so your speeds will get even faster.
I think when we talked
when these
before it was
upgrades
originally
come.
megabytes, right?
Yeah.
So now they just said gigabytes.
So, yeah.
So everything was megabytes before, so now, yeah, I
Back
didn't
to
even
our
know that.
bill, will that be impacted?
Yeah, let's talk.
Only if you
all
want
right.
faster speeds.
Yeah, only if you wanna go there.
Yeah, the high split impacts anything you may have existing coax build. So everything we're building now is fiber, but if you have existing cities that have been around for a while and we have coax sitting in that, that's the upgrade to that system that is going to make it competitive with all the other fiber that's out there. Even though it's coax, it'll still give you the same speeds that fiber can offer you right now.
Mhm. Wow,
And that's our own money, that's not a
Yeah.
grant, that's money right
That's
out of
just our-
Charter's pocketbook.
outstanding. Well, we appreciate you coming in,
Yes, and
keeping
thank
us
you.
informed.
Thank you so much, we
Thank you.
appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job, Ryan.
Yeah, I don't wanna go outside the agenda. I'm happy to talk about the Marks projects and we can let them go, or
They can go, or
if
if
you
they
want
wanna
to.
just hear
Unless you
about
wanna hear another project, you're more than welcome to stick around.
Maybe
But I don't know if I'm allowed to go outside the agenda process. I can
No.
give an update on
You
the
can
Marks
do
project.
No, I
whatever
will-
you'd like.
All right, roger
Yeah, I
that.
wanna hear the
So,
updates.
Yeah, so,
Thank you.
we,
Thank you.
Thank you.
thank you.
Anytime, as I said, I'm your government affairs director, as you know. Anytime you guys have any problems with any of your constituents, please feel free to call me. Ryan has my cell. I know I've contacted your offices, so feel free to call, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much again.
Have a good week.
Thanks, Sean, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice meeting you. Thank
All
you.
right. Marks. So we completed the Garrettsville Tower last April. The Suffield and Deerfield was second, and then Suffield with the ODNR issues came
Yeah.
right after that. But everything was done by the summertime with Spielman Electric. So we've had these towers in ground for over a year, or up, not in ground, up, for over a year. So what I've started hearing since last June, and we made a lot of phone calls, a lot of emails, the Garrettsville Tower had the biggest delay because there was an easement issue for conduit. They wanted to run conduit for fiber, which is Charter,
Yeah.
a different direction than the exclusive utility easement that we put in the ground already. So if you go to where you pull into JAG schools, there's a digital sign. They ran a conduit from there all the way back for electrical, and then they put a non-exclusive utility easement so anybody can go in there to do what they need to do, which includes the fiber, which you can also co-locate with the electricity. So for some reason, there was other issues with the state of Ohio. They didn't diversify their IT vendors, so they were having issues with their current provider, which is Agile Networks. So they started diversifying their IT vendors, which was holding up things in other projects throughout the state.
Yeah.
They went with Charter Communications for our fiber internet to the tower here in Portage County.
Yeah.
But they decided to run a conduit a different direction. And honestly, since June, that's been the same excuse on the Garrettsville Tower, conduit easement. So I guess the legal is still working through it to write up this easement to allow fiber to this day on Garrettsville. So that was the issue on the state of Ohio side. We did everything right on the Portage County side. The state of Ohio side was delayed there. And then now we've had a delay on the Motorola side, which is the equipment. So all the computer equipment, everything, the antennas, everything is in the sites. They're ready to go. And then there was some backhaul issues or something that Motorola was supposed to be doing that Motorola was not doing over the last month. So now that's delayed the project. So we were originally supposed to have a go live date of May, and we've kind of had this moving target.
Yeah.
And
Garrettsville
then it
was the first one, and I'm thinking,
right.
here
So,
we are.
well, here's the frustration. So May 12th, that week of May 12th was supposed to be the go live date for 5 of 6 sites, not Garrettsville. And to be honest, Garrettsville is probably the most urgent out of the 3. All 3 are
Yeah.
important, but Garrettsville is highly important. So it's not been pushed back to June, and then there was this, and there was, it's just, so now it's in the private sector hand, it's in Motorola's hand, and this easement with Garrettsville. But other than that, I really don't, I mean, we've put as much pressure, we've put as diplomatically as possible, sometimes not diplomatically. You know, we shared some of our frustrations, and
I would call the state and
Yeah.
turn around and call Ryan and say, you wait a couple days and you call. And we were getting the same answers, but pressuring the right people, I don't,
So who are you talking to at the state?
so the deputy director is who I work with through Marks, and then I'm on the local government subcommittee for Marks, and then I've sent things to our chairman, and then that got to the director, and then we've gone other channels and avenues. We're talking
yeah. Steve
significant
Demetriou
leadership,
was on the,
state reps.
He was on the board,
Yeah.
and he called, and they kinda gave us the same answer. I mean, nobody was kinda failing out of it, but
Yeah.
at first, back in October, August, September, October, we were supposed to be connected by November,
Yeah, last year.
and now we're
Oh, I know.
where
That's
we
what
are
I
now.
know. Where are we at now?
Well, it's still the same
Ah.
answer.
So they're waiting for
So-
the easement
On the Garrettsville site,
on the Garrettsville.
The
But it sounds-
wires, most of the wires are right to the building,
everything's there.
ready to go. They just gotta hook 'em up.
But what about Motorola? That went with Charter. Garrettsville went with Charter.
They did, but
Okay.
it's called Ornet, which is I think the backhaul. I don't speak the language 100%, but there were some issues with Motorola and the final connectivity, and I got on a call, and a real lack of project management, a lot of assumptions. Well, I was assuming you were doing this. I was assuming you were doing that. I've never heard anything like this in my life. So we've captured some of those frustrations, had some phone calls after that, but I don't know. There's not much you can do. So, I mean, they took ownership of it, but it was still,
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
how hard is it to make a phone call and just say, hey, I just want to double check that you're doing this work? Or where are you at with this? Don't just assume somebody's doing
The
it.
thing that bothered
So-
me, and I told Ryan that they gave this project and said it was going to happen, and he busted his hump to get the buildings up and the towers up, and everything's done and sitting there, and then the wires are outside the building.
Yeah, no, Suffield and Deerfield, the fiber, Spectrum just did it. They said, well, we knew we were the vendor, so in Edinburgh and Deerfield, where the Dairy Queen is, and you turn down 183 there.
Yeah.
They were like, well, we had fiber up the road, so we just brought it down anyways. And they hung it on a reel, and it was on a spiel sitting outside the Marks Tower, the shelter, just sitting there in a little spool. So both Suffield site and Deerfield site had spools of fiber just sitting outside the shelter. And then Garrettsville's the conduit issue. So even if within the second week of June, if 5 out of 6 sites go live, I mean, I'm still frustrated. Because by now, I've told him this, by now I could have took a damn spade shovel and dug the conduit for you if you wanted me to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
We could have, anybody could have got conduit ran from any vendor in Portage County to get the conduit to the site. So, and I get things, slow up through legal, but it doesn't take a year to write an easement agreement.
Yeah.
Nothing takes that long.
Do me a favor.
Yeah.
Can you just send me a recap of the issues on each of these?
Sure.
And then who you're speaking to down at the state?
Absolutely, absolutely. And then now it's kind of in Motorola's hands, so. it's-
All right.
yeah.
So what's Motorola's, their equipment, they can't?
They have all the maintenance agreements on all the MARC sites
All
throughout
the
the state of Ohio.
programming.
They have the equipment, they have the programming, they have all the computers, everything is in
So
Motorola.
even if we were up and ready to go, we couldn't because we're waiting for Motorola? Is
There were
that
some
what
things
I'm
they had to do.
That slowed
And some
things
sites.
down as well.
Yeah.
New system programming, the technician wasn't ready, it was too much at once.
Oh, now all their workers are in Las Vegas for training for the next 2 weeks.
I wanna go to
Motorola.
Las Vegas.
Yeah, that's real convenient, getting off at 1 o'clock every day, go gamble and drink, so. Sorry, that's in public.
Okay,
You all
then.
can hear it.
Anything else, sir?
Anyways, I'm frustrated, as you can tell.
We
So,
appreciate you coming in.
Absolutely.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you.
And
Yeah,
I
just
will send to the art.
Shoot me an email with a recap of all this. And then
All right, anything else come
Thank you.
before us? Any public hearing meeting yet? Any person,
No.
public comment?
Have a good day.
Bye.
Okay, let's recess to 11.
Okay. Do we have our HR stuff? Yeah.
Okay, we're back from recess. Is there any public comment?
No, sir, not today. I do
Anything,
not have any.
anything else come before the board?
No.
Okay, well, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to adjourn. Second?
Roll call, please.
Sabrina?
Yes.
Jill?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes, have a good weekend.
Don't be sad,